Good day, everyone. Are you a student, pre-service teacher, or a simple person who wants to learn something about literature? If so, you have clicked the right path. Today, we have three lessons to tackle. I am going to present and discuss to you the lesson 1, which is what is literature, lesson 2, functions of literature, and lastly, lesson 3, the study of prose and poetry. By the way, I am Grace B. Salazar from Business English to be your student teacher. Welcome everyone to the Teaching and Assessment of Literature Studies in 106. But before anything else, a disclaimer, this PowerPoint presentation belongs to the rightful owner, which is Ma'am Evelyn Kutamura, PhD. Just like what I have said earlier, we are going to tackle three lessons, which are lesson 1, what is literature, lesson 2, the functions of literature, and lesson 3, the study of prose and poetry. Alright, so what is literature? When we say literature in its broadest sense, it is any written work. So meaning to say, if you write your imagination, your opinions, it is already considered as literature. And it derives from Latin literatura or literatura, which means writing form with letters. Although some definitions include spoken or sound text. So this literature is not just limited in the written form, but as well as it includes the spoken or the sound text. And more restrictively, it is writing that possesses literary merit. So when we say literary merit, according to Macmillan Dictionary, it relates to the book that considers it to have a value of art. So this literature pala, it is the written work that has the essence of art. Now at this moment, we are in our lesson 2, which is the function of literature. First, we have the knowledge sharing. So always remember or take note that this is the most basic and important function of literature. It is about sharing knowledge and ideas with others. Second, we have the upbringing. So literature affects our feelings and outlook of a person. So through literature, we can differentiate between good and evil, no, through stories, no mga ganyan. And it helps us, no, in bringing people together through shared stories and experiences. Third, we have the communication. So literature can facilitate communication by conveying emotions and messages. Fourth, we have the entertainment. So literature, it entertains the readers with the engaging plot and characters. Fifth, we have the shaping the aesthetic taste. Now, literature shapes the aesthetic taste by exposing readers into the different styles and forms of writing. Sixth, we have the self development. So, engaging with literature, it aids our personal growth and self development. Seventh, we have the developments of thought process. So it helps in developing and expanding one's thought and processes. Eight, we have the pleasure. So reading a literature can bring pleasure and enjoyment to the reader through the engaging plots, the characters, stories. No, it can bring pleasure to us. Ninth, we have the shaping speech. So literature plays a role in shaping speech patterns and language usage since without a language, there is no literature. And we have the transformation. So through its narratives, literature has the power to bring out transformation in individuals and these. Finally, we are now in our lesson 3, which is the study of prose and poetry. What is prose? So when we say prose, it is the writing that follows a natural flow like everyday speech. And it is categorized by two, which is the fiction and the non-fiction. When you say fiction, it is not real. It means to say that it is a made-up story. And when we say non-fiction, it is based on reality that has facts that can be checked and proven. It is Here is the examples of the prose. As we can observe, it strictly follows the grammatical rules and it does not have the rhyme scheme. Now, if we say prose, it is a form of literary expressions that uses the rhythmic and metaphorical language to evoke emotions and imagery. And it aims from the Greek word poesis, or which means making. All right, so here is the elements of poetry. When I say poetry, of course, it is not the prose, because prose is the ordinary language people use in speaking or writing. Here is the example of prose. As we can observe, it has the rhyme scheme and it does not follow the grammatical structure or the grammar rules. Yes. And finally, in for summary, the main differences between the poetry and prose is that poetry is characterized by its rhythmic and metaphorical language, while prose follows a natural flow similar to everyday speech. All right. And thank you for listening,